The absence of bad doesn't necessarily correlate to the presence of good. Gents, welcome back to the channel. Now you might be asking yourself, what on earth is he talking about? Well, allow me to explain it to you. If you're on your personal development journey, there have probably been some things that you have got rid of that you didn't want to stay in your life. Probably some things that you have introduced into your life that you're happy to bring into your life. For me, on my personal development journey, there have been a lot of changes. I've got into better shape. I've improved my skills in various different fields. A lot of good stuff's happened. I've tried to shake off a lot of bad habits the best I can. I'm a human after all. The same with you. There's probably things that you've engaged in previously that you didn't feel enriched your life, and subsequently you got rid of them. So for me, one of the big things was that I stopped drinking alcohol, because for me it was something that was holding me back. It was something that I had a unhealthy relationship with. But just because I stopped drinking alcohol doesn't make me a saint. The idea is that just because you stop doing things that are bad for you, or bad things in general, it does not necessarily correlate to the presence of good, right? It's great you're not doing bad things, but that is the minimum, right? We shouldn't be utilizing or weaponizing the minimum, the things that you should not do, as a sort of representation of the maximum, because it's not the reality. Don't get me wrong, on your personal development journey, maybe you've made some real progress and you've done some really good things and shaked off some really good habits. But I want to ask you, what are the things that you do day to day that you think are a positive contribution to wider society, to the world? And look, these are questions that I've asked myself, because at times I couldn't really give you an honest answer. I would say, well, I go to the gym, I try and look after myself as much as possible, I stay away from this bad habit, that bad habit, and that bad habit, and you end up listing all the things that are good for you, and maybe things that you've stopped doing that were damaging for you. But ultimately, when it comes to answering the question of what's good for wider society that you do, the list is quite short, or indeed there is no list. So looking forward, guys, as much as your self-improvement is very important and you have a responsibility to look after yourself, it should be the center of your life. Don't drown in the idea of yourself, however. You need to start thinking now a little bit outside of self-improvement and more towards world improvement. And it's a cliche thing to say, maybe a little cringe. But I do believe we have a responsibility with the time that we have to do the best we can whilst we're here, and leave the very best we possibly can for the next generation and the next generation. And for me, the big step was getting the camera out and clicking record and making videos, because I knew I had these thoughts. I knew I had these things that I could add to the personal development space. I know that there are a lot of men out there that would benefit from some of the things that I was saying, but there was a time where I wasn't talking. And I was just living in my own kind of selfish little bubble. And look, I think there are times to be selfish, by the way. But you don't want to live like that. You don't want to be constantly prioritizing you and your personal development and your self-improvement. Because eventually down the line, you're going to find yourself quite lonely and without a true sense of fulfillment. So something that I changed was clicking the button and recording and voicing some of these thoughts, with the attempt to provide value to a lot of guys that are maybe struggling on these sorts of topics, like at some point I was, and some points I do. A lot of what this is self-reflection. As much as I am a coach, I've recently just graduated a coaching degree, various coaching qualifications specifying in sport, but alongside my coaching journey, a lot of the stuff that I did was working with individuals and taking a mentorship role. And now we're at a point with this channel where, there's a couple hundred videos, and some of the comments I get from people that watch the videos are so inspiring and beautiful. I have a little Discord community. The link's down below if you want to join, guys. And we've got a group of guys in there that are just posting their progress, giving advice to other people, sharing their growth. It's wonderful. It's great. And I feel like I'm having a positive impact on the space, on a group of guys. But there was a time where I was just in my own bubble, as I said. And I don't think I was contributing too much. Of course, I was staying away from bad things and I was doing better things for me. But it's going back to that expression that the absence of bad or evil doesn't necessarily equate to the presence of good or righteousness. And this is something to live by, guys. Like, you've got to ask yourself at certain points, like I asked myself, what do you actually do that's good for the world? Yes, you do things that are good for you, but something that extends beyond you. And look, you got to be fair with yourself when you answer this question. Don't batter yourself. Don't knock yourself out on the canvas and put yourself out of action for a few months through this like self-attack thing. No. Like, it's very normal. A lot of people get wrapped up in themselves. It's just an opportunity to reflect and look inwards. So ask yourself and be fair to yourself. What do I actually do that contributes to wider society? And if there isn't anything, then just start thinking about little things. Even talking about this right now, I'm thinking, I can't remember the last time I gave a homeless man a coffee or a sandwich. And it's in my mind now that the next time I see somebody in that predicament, I'm going to help them out. Because look, we do have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to leave this earth in a better place than we found it. Now, of course, there's things that are out of your control, things that will never be in your control. But for the things that you can control, I truly believe that is a way to live. So look, ask yourself, what are you doing to contribute to wider society? What are you doing to help the community? What are you doing to better the world? And if there's not a lot, then start working towards changing that. I guarantee you're going to start feeling better about yourself. Now, of course, as I mentioned, self-improvement is so important. I think in some ways, self-improvement does help to better other people. You know, if you're stronger, healthier, and fitter, there might well be an occasion where you need to use that to help somebody else. Let's say you're walking home from a night out, or you're walking home from work and you see somebody attacking an innocent woman. You know, you're a fit, strong guy. You can go over there and help. That's great. In some ways, your training and your preparation has prepared you for that moment whereby you helped somebody. So I think there is a correlation. But guys, if you're going to take one thing from this video today, I would just say to you, don't get too focused on yourself to the point where you are blinding yourself to everybody else. Your self-improvement is important, but your world improvement is also important. So start to question, you know, what am I actively doing to better my community, my local community, wider society, the world? And then go from there. Because look, if we're all honest with ourselves, there's things that all of us can improve on, and there's more that all of us can do. But look, I hope you've taken some value from this video today. I certainly enjoyed making it. It's a very interesting topic that I could talk about for hours, but I'll keep it short today. If you did take some value, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to my channel. It's completely free. Share the video with a friend if you took some value from it. And of course, comment your thoughts down below. All of these things help to build the engagement of the channel. The more eyes I get on the channel, the more content I can make, the wider the audience that I can reach is. And look, I appreciate any of your support. As I said, guys, I have got a Discord. I'm going to leave it down below for you guys that are interested. You know, it's just a men's Discord community whereby we help each other level up and improve our lives, and a bit of support when times are tough. And if you're interested in one-to-one coaching with me, I am offering my services. There is a link down below. If you fancy booking a call with me, book yourself a slot and I'll see you on the other side. But as always, guys, thank you for your time and attention. I will see you in the next one.